I just want you to know that the library to come talk to you, and I know you're thinking, oh, I had something at the library when I was an undergrad. I'm not sure if Michael and Robert are coming, but there are no two people you want to know better on this campus than Michael Allewine and Robert aren't. And when you are involved in research and your papers, believe me, they're going to be your best friends. Okay, let's get started on our regulations. And I'm going to go ahead and pop some things up there. How long do you have to get out of your program? Do you know that there's a time limit? There is. It's 5 years. So what's the big deal? Here's the big deal. Gwen starts on her wonderful program in professional school counseling, and some of you don't know this, but that is a 60-hour program, professional school counseling. And she's also working, and perhaps she has a family member she needs to stop out for maybe a semester, and she might only be taking one course a semester. She only has 5 years to finish her program. And what happens is if she goes beyond that period of time, she's going to have to start taking these courses over again, right? Now, there are exceptions, and she will appeal to have those courses reinstated. But if the program changes or the courses change significantly, you may end up taking those courses over again. And that is not true at UNCP alone. That is true at all universities. You usually have about a 5-year window. Now, actually, Gwen's in a 60-hour program, so she gets 6 years. But I do want you to think about that. You need to be aware of things like that. You need to be aware of the rules and regulations. Listen, what I'm here today is not to waste your time. I'm trying to give you only the most important information that we have. So you will have courses that you have to take, and you may think, well, I have to take a statistics course. Well, I took one in undergrad. Well, it's not the same thing, and it won't count for your statistics course. Be very mindful of that. Your courses have to be 5,000 level courses. Some of you may have taken a graduate education course a few years ago. Anybody do that? Already have a graduate course? Okay. And you may think that course is going to count in your new program. It probably will not. So don't be making any assumptions, okay? Be very careful about your courses and your programs. I'll give you another example of that in a minute. But some of you came in and you have prerequisite courses you have to take. Those are part of your program of study. So even if you are in the MPA program and you take all 36 hours that are listed under that MPA program, but your admission letter says you must take these two, it could be an undergraduate course, in addition to your program, you will not graduate without those two courses. Okay? So those, whatever courses are listed with you, they are part of your program of study. Please know that. Because I don't want you to think you're graduating in May and then we have to say, no, you're not. Okay. And that has to do with provisions. So those of you who are provisionally admitted, it's great. You have to take care of those provisions. But I want you to know that if you don't get those provisions taken care of within 1 year, if you have financial aid, it will cut off. So you need to take care of those provisions. You need to take care of them immediately. And again, those provisions must be met for you to earn your degree. Okay, undergrad courses, if they're part of provisions, are part of your program of study, but they do not compute into your GPA. I'm sure you know that. Now, only one person said they had graduate credit coursework at all. Anybody graduate credit? Hey, I'm amazed because I get these all the time. To transfer credit in, I don't care if your professor, here's a professor back here, Miss Christine Bell. If she says, yes, I think I'll let that count towards your program, that will not do it. That does not give you credit. You will fill out a form she will recommend that. And until it comes to me and I sign it, and the great guru Janetta Cheek puts it in the system, you will not get credit for it. And you only have 1 year to get that credit. All right? So don't wait. If you want some transfer credit in, do it right now. Did I see a question? Okay, good. And listen, I am all for you going out of the country. I'll mention study abroad in a minute. I am all for you getting the courses you want, and if we don't have them here at UNCP, and there's something particular you want, and they have it up at another institution, and you want to take it, and again, we'll pick on Miss Christine Bell because she's there. She says, yeah, Lexi, I'll probably let that count for your program. That will not do it. There is a form. And if you're going to get credit after you are all admitted here at UNCP, if you want credit from another institution, you must get prior permission. Folks, I tell you this, but I promise you, it happened last year. Somebody went off and took a course. Did they get credit for it? No, they didn't get prior permission. Okay? You got it? I'm not going to have any problem with you all, I can tell already. Especially since you're so quiet. Okay, so you've registered for classes, I hope, by now, or most of you have. Registration in the future. Registration in the future is going to take place in mid-March and October. You're going to meet with your advisor. You're going to get your pen. Your pen changes every semester, so don't think, oh, yeah, I got a pen. I'm good for the rest of my time here. No. You're going to get a new pen, and you're going to register on BraveWeb. Please follow your advisor's advice, okay? Because I know Jenny is your best friend, and she is so smart. But just because she tells you to take Econ 5080 does not mean you need it. Or you may need it, but your advisor told you to take 5,000. And if you don't take 5,000 this semester when your advisor told you to, you may be here another year waiting on that course to come back around, right? So please, please, please follow your advisor's advice. All right, okay, drop ad. Some of you may even end up dropping an ad in class. For this first week, you may do that. You may go on to BraveWeb and you may drop an ad, a class. Because you decided you want to take another one, that's fine, that's great. Beyond that time period, however, you can't drop ad. You withdraw from a course, right? I know that from undergrad days, right? But let me tell you about withdrawing. First of all, you don't just quit going to class. Michael, you actually withdraw from the class. Folks, I've already picked on Miss Christine so much. Dr. Jones is back there. We'll pick on her for a little while. Dr. Jones, Kristen thinks she can just quit going to her class. And she's good, right? Well, I didn't go to that class anymore, so they withdrew me. No. And when Dr. Jones calculates your GPA at the end of the year, months after you quit going to that course, you've earned an F. Don't let it happen. You have to withdraw. And again, you cannot tell Dr. Jones you're withdrawing. You actually have to physically withdraw. Okay? And there is a withdrawal form online, but you have to physically withdraw. Make sure you do that. I can't tell you, people have done that. They think they're withdrawn, they think they're okay because they quit going to class. Then they're like, where did this F come from? But that's what they've earned. All right, so be very careful about withdrawing. If you're withdrawing from all your classes, you're only taking one this semester because you're very busy, and you have to withdraw for emergencies, that's fine. But you're not withdrawing just from the class, you're withdrawing from the university. And that's fine. You can come back next semester without doing all the rigmarole. If you're out for a year, you're going to have to do all the apply again. But just make sure you fill out the paperwork. Okay? How many courses can you take? I need you to wake up a little bit. 3. Anybody else? Is that your guess? That's my guess. 4? It depends. So 3 is normal if you're a full-time graduate student. If you're working full-time, we really, really encourage you not to take more than 6 hours. And when you take 6 hours, just know you're not going to have a whole lot more life with work in 6 hours. You social work folk, are you a social work folk? No? Counseling folk, social work? Social work, yeah. Denise knows what she's talking about. Social work sometimes have to take 15, 17 hours. So that is not for the rest of you. Believe me, be very careful. Listen to your advisor's advice. But 3 is normal. 3 courses, 9 hours is normal. I want you to be careful. Here at UNCP, right now, if you're taking 6 hours, you are allowed to get full credit for financial aid. You're getting the full amount allotted for financial aid. That will not happen next year. You hear me, folks up there? If you're getting financial aid next year, to get full-time status, you will take 9 hours. Okay? This year, if you're taking 3 hours, you can get the part-time status or the half-time status, whatever it is for financial aid. Not next year. 4.5 hours, which makes no sense at all for most of you. But there are some ways you could get 5 hours and you could get 6 hours. So I want you to know it's going to impact you next year. Okay, so employed up to 6 hours in one up to 12 hours during the summer. You can get extensions. James is real smart and he does real well in his 3rd semester here. He really needs to take a 4th course. He can get permission, but I'm going to want to know that his program director fully endorses that. Okay, and you can take an overload if you want to. And if you are taking 9 hours, then you're a full-time student here. You're probably not working anywhere else. You may want to consider a graduate assistantship. Dr. Kirill Booman just walked in and around. Oh, there he is in the back. This is our assistant dean, Dr. Kirill Booman. You want to see him if you are interested in a graduate assistantship. And we'd love to have you. It's a great experience and it's wonderful on your resume. Okay. You need to know you are not in Kansas anymore. What do I mean by that? I know you've been used to getting great grades all your life, but you may not get them anymore. I hope you do. But, you may see your first B. But an A does not mean you did all your work and you turned it in on time. An A means superior work. This is grad school, folks. It's not undergrad. B means you did everything you're supposed to do and you turned it in on time. And it's good work. Master's level work. A is superior. C means you need to think about whether you need to be here in graduate school. I'm not kidding. You might see a C. But if you even think you're getting close, you need to think, what am I doing that I need to do differently? Okay? And I'm telling you, folks, you don't go to a university where your faculty don't support you more than they do here. They will be there for you, but you got to do the work. So you go to them, you get the help you need, whatever you need to do. You got to show up. You got to turn your work in on time, but they will be there to support you. And I want you to know, 3 C's and you're out. The 3rd C, you get a dismissal letter. One F, you're gone. Sorry, that sounded rude, didn't it? But I'm telling you, this is graduate school, and that's the norm. You just do not make an F in graduate school. Any questions about any of this? What's missing? A D. We don't have D's in graduate school. All right, an I. I can't believe I got to talk to you this long about incompletes. You know what incompletes are. Folks, avoid an incomplete. Just avoid it. Do your work. Do it on time. You have to ask for it. It does not mean you're supposed to give extended time to do more work or do anything. And don't even ask for extra credit. Do your work. Do it right. Seek the help you need to. And the professor doesn't have to give you an I. You have to request it. Has to be removed within 1 semester. Please don't forget your I. We had somebody who had a situation in his life. I mean, there was a reason. And he took an incomplete for the course. Years later, he came back and wanted to go to grad school. Well, he had forgotten about the I. It had turned to an F. And he was dismissed from graduate school. So, and remember that an I will keep you from taking additional courses for which it's a prerequisite, if that course is a prerequisite. An I counts as a 0 in your GPA. And I guess that's it. And turns to an F. I've mentioned that. All right. Good. So you've probably never heard of a T grade, have you? We have T grades in graduate school. It's not for all programs. They don't all use them, but it's usually if you're working on your thesis. And, you know, a T means I'm in my thesis and I'm doing okay. And then you can take the course multiple times. A P, of course, is a pass-fail. You don't get a grade, but you're past the course. A lot of your programs do not have that. And a W indicates that you have officially withdrawn. You have to have a 3.0 to graduate. So Tyler, oh, I hate to pick on you in this way, but I'm going to pick on you in this way. Finishes his program. He's done all his courses. He is still in the program. He's ready to graduate. He has a 2.9. He's not going to graduate. He's going to get permission. He's going to retake some of the courses in which he didn't do very well, and he's going to try to pull up that GPA to a 3.0. Be very careful of that. It rarely happens, thank goodness, but it has happened before. Okay, so withdrawals. I've told you already a little bit about this. You're going to either withdraw from a course or withdraw from all courses, and that's withdrawal from the university. And it does impact you. Make sure you look at your academic calendar and you meet the deadline. Again, I know you may have some emergency situations, but you've got to meet the deadline for withdrawals. What happens if you don't withdraw? The professor gives you the grade you've earned, which may be an F, right? Or your third C. I hope not. Just make sure you've done it. And you still have to complete the program in time. Remember Gwen had to withdraw for something? She still got to meet that 6-year, in her case. Most programs, it's 5-year completion deadline. And it's the date we get the withdrawal form. So if you know you're going to withdraw, don't wait until it's convenient. Do not wait. A, you might miss that deadline. B, withdrawal impacts your financial aid. Withdrawal impacts your financial aid anyway, but in 2 ways. One is that let's say you have to withdraw from a course in 2 weeks. You're going to get some money back for your course. If you withdraw in about, I don't know what it is, 8 to 10 weeks, you're probably not going to get any money back from the course, okay? So be careful about that withdrawal. Now, here it is impacting financial aid in another way. You have to be successful in 66% of your coursework in order to get financial aid, to be eligible for financial aid next semester. So, I'm going to pick on Rachel. Rachel's taking 2 classes this semester. She withdraws from one of them, right? She's great in the other one. She makes an A. Has she been successful in 66% of her coursework? No. Is she financial aid eligible next semester? No. So do be thinking about things like that. Any questions? All right, great. I know I'm giving you a lot of information quickly. I always sum this up one more time. 3 C's and you are dismissed. 1 F and you're dismissed. Again, it's never going to happen to you, right? Just be very careful. Be very careful. All right, you are not really enrolled until you've paid for your courses. Does that sound funny to you? You'd be amazed. Do go ahead and pay for your classes as soon as you get them. Your classes can be dropped. I don't know if you looked around and noticed, but the graduate school at UNCP is headed for enrollment with like a 30% gain at this time. We're about 30% bigger than we were, at least, last year. We are really at a growing period at UNCP. Your classes will get full, you won't get what you want, and again, it might mess you up for later down the line. So go ahead and register for your classes, pay for your classes. And if something happens and you're dropped and you want to re-register, it's $50 extra. So be very careful about that. Sorry I have to tell you these things. All right, tuition and fees. If you're taking a combination, I talked to someone, it was, is it Sean? I can't. Sean, and Sean is taking online class, face-to-face classes here in the MPA program. Right, Sean? Good. Excellent. If Sean decides to take face-to-face and some online courses, he's going to pay for the online classes. I mean, the face-to-face classes. He's going to pay as if they're all face-to-face. He's going to pay the larger amount. And I just want you to know that. So you would think about that. All right? Some of you are all distance ed, but if you do a combination, you're paying for the face-to-face. You're welcome to study abroad, but what did I tell you about studying abroad? Prior permission. I love you folks. Okay. I'm not going to have to remind you in a few years. Get prior permission for that credit. And we have many opportunities on campus. I hope you'll take advantage of them. Dr. Booman is just at that. I know he's working on something, a study abroad program for next year right now. He's working on it. Okay, parking. I agree. One of you mentioned to me, and I have stood in front of you guys, new graduate students, I think 22 times, but for about the past 11 years. And I have told you that they quit ticketing at 5 o'clock, but you're supposed to have a parking pass, you decide. Said it last year too, and guess what? People got ticketed. I'm just telling you, I am supposed to tell you, you must register your car to park. It has to be displayed. That's the price. I looked it up today. I'm sorry about it being so expensive. And that is enforced. And I know that it was at night last year. Will it, how much it'll be enforced? I just don't know. I've given you the information that I know. But I've been told it'll be enforced, and I know it was last year at night. Okay? Some of you may have been here for another degree, and they didn't enforce it at night. They just didn't. We didn't buy tickets. Technology expectations. Your university computing account is your gateway to UNCP. And y'all, I know we send you a lot of emails. I know we do. I'm sorry. Please read them. I mean, my email may literally be apply for this scholarship. And I want you to do it. By the way, graduate school scholarships, we're going up. We're going to double this year. Apply for those graduate school scholarships. We have opportunities for you. There are events on campus. You need to be part of this place. This is a happening place, more so than ever before, and I want you to be part of it. But you're going to have to read your emails. And it is our official line of communication. I'm not kidding. Who was I going to have appeal? It was Gwen, because she needed to appeal to stay in past her 6 years, right? I'm going to respond to Gwen's email, through her Brave Mail account. I mean, that's how official it is. So please use your UNCP email account, and please read your emails. And you are responsible for all information. And I'm telling you, we've probably told you 6 times, one way or the other. Oh, and I want you to join us on Facebook, like us on Facebook. Send us your articles. You send us information about you, and we will post them. You got a job opportunity, a new promotion, you presented at this conference. I want to know about it. We're going to post it. Emily Oxendine is excellent at this. Send her information. We'll write up a little blurb. We put it on Facebook. What else, Emily? LinkedIn, and maybe even in the newsletter. So please, please, please send us your information. All right. I have to mention a couple of things. And the most important thing is that Chancellor, Robin Cummins, just joined us, and we will say hello. Thank you so much for coming, Chancellor. Would you like to say hello? Or you're just here to observe us? Yes, thank you so much, Chancellor. We're glad you come by. You have to submit a medical history, a medical form, unless you're taking all your courses offline, unless all your classes are evenings, after 5 p.m., folks, and unless you're taking less than 4 hours. Okay, I have to tell you this information because they will pull you from classes. Your classes will just all of a sudden disappear, so please be careful about that. Likewise, you are charged for health insurance, period, unless you fill out the waiver form, the insurance waiver form. So if you haven't done so, I hope you all have taken care of that, but I know some of you are still working on some things at this state, so please make sure, because you will be charged for it. Okay, you were going to get information about what they were calling Haven. It is a sexual harassment module that all new students in the country are to take. They don't have to take the module, but all universities are charged with making sure all students have a course or module, participate in something related to sexual harassment. President Obama put this amendment in 2013. So when you get that information, it is, I checked today, it's in your BraveWeb account. This is what it used to look like. I guess it still does basically. I know they've changed the format just a little bit, but you'll see something like this and it tells you to take Haven. Graduate students only take the sexual harassment piece. It's the first part. Undergrad students have to take the alcohol education. And on your information, it may say alcohol ed somewhere, and I apologize. I begged them to change that. But I'm like, you're really not, you've got to change the name for my graduate students. But you don't participate in the alcohol education portion. You're welcome to. It's there for you if you want to. But you are required to participate in the sexual harassment module. What happens? You aren't allowed to register next semester until you take this little module. Okay? Any questions about that? All right. All right, Braves card. Somebody just said, I'm taking all online classes. Do I need a Braves card? I encourage you to get your Braves card. You can make photocopies with it. You can put money on it and eat in the cafeteria or the 16 other places there are to eat around here. It helps you get into performances and into athletic competitions, all those events. So I encourage you to do it. And you can go to the Business Services website and find out more information. But I do encourage you to have your Braves ID. Oh, and a lot of places give you discounts if you have your Braves card, especially around here. All the restaurants and everything. It's something. Okay. You must apply for graduation. You must apply for graduation. You must apply for graduation. Folks, I don't know how many times I can tell you, and we still have people that forget to do it. You think you're graduating in May of this year, of 2019. You apply by October 1st of 2018, and here's why. Bless Miss Janetta Cheek's heart, and we're getting a new data processor because I just told you we're going to grow by 30%, it looks like, in our new enrollment. Our people have to go through every one of your courses, and they check it through the catalog and make sure you've met, to the dot of an I, your requirements for graduation. And if you give us that time, then we can say to you, I've picked on y'all too much. Cassia, you haven't done this. You need to do that in the spring semester so you can graduate in May, right? But if you don't give us that time period, we can't help you to graduate on time. But you've got to give us that time period. So anyway, you've got to apply. And if you apply late, it costs you extra anyway. So please apply for graduation on time. But I cannot tell you how many of you say to us, I didn't know I had to apply to graduate. So I'm telling you now, I would appreciate if you'd say it back to me. I must apply to graduate. Okay. If you just learned that, it's worth your time here. All right. We have a graduate student handbook online. It's got all your rules and regulations, and I want you to follow them. I want you to know your information, because your time here is going to be precious and wonderful, and you don't want any little snafus. But we've got everything else you can imagine on campus. Of course, we have our honor code, and I'm going to talk to you about the honor code. It's in red for a reason. I'm going to talk to you about the honor code on the next slide. We do have an honor code. Just be very honest about everything. We have a due process for you if you do need to go through an appeals. We have grade appeal. We have graduate course analyses. We will send you something every time you take a course, an evaluation. We want you to evaluate that course. We use that data. We use it for our accreditation purposes. We use it to make our changes to our programs. Please complete your graduate course analyses. You will have your student evaluation of instruction, and sometimes you'll get both those things. Most of the times you'll get both those things in a course. Please fill them out. We need to know about our instruction as well. And you have already learned about residency status for tuition determination. What you want to know is if your situation changes. Your graduate students, after a year here, you may be able to get in-state tuition. You will go back and fill out that form again. So make sure, it will save you a lot of money if you're an in-state student. So make sure you know about that. All right, so here we go about the honor code. Folks, be careful about plagiarism. Be careful about plagiarism. Be careful about plagiarism. So here's an excerpt out of a paper. I think it's an undergrad paper. But one of our professors put it through one of our plagiarism determination software, right? I think this was Turnitin. I have put little arrows, superimposed little arrows on there to show you all the underlined work is from another source. I know it's real easy to copy and paste, folks, but we will know when you've copied and pasted. I know you're not going to do that, right? You're graduate students. You think that never happens. It happens every now and then. But I wanted you to see. So there's a little 1 under a couple of those arrows. There's a 2 and a 3 under a couple of those arrows. And I want you to see where those sources, and you don't need to see exactly, but I want you to know that one of those, number 1, came from another student. It's paper. My point is, it's not just when you get it from a source, like a book or an article. We know when it came from another student's paper. Because guess what? It was put through the same software. Right? Don't let it happen to you. I don't care how big of a bind you get in, do your paper and do it right. And if you're not sure what plagiarism is, what I tell my students is if you take more than 2 words, this is not an official definition, 2 words from somebody else's work, you better put quotation marks around it. And only 1/10 or less of your paper should be quoted. We can read somebody else's article. We need to read yours. Okay. But we are here to help you, and we have got the resources to help you. We have got your academic departments, we've got your advisors, your program directors, we've got computer facilities all over campus. You call 1-800 numbers, they're for you, and I just saw we have new support for Canvas, which is our new platform for our courses. We have the bookstore. They're not going to help you with your papers, but they'll help you get a book. Counseling and psychological services, career center, distance education site coordinators. We have people at these other locations. The library, which they're going to talk to you in just a moment. And we have the writing center. And we have us, the graduate school. Folks, there are millions of people, it seems like, here just to support you. We want your experience to be great. Take advantage of it. And you have opportunities. Folks, yes, you're graduate students. Yes, you've got this whole big other life. I know, I was there, but doggone it, take advantage of the intramurals. Come to the University Center and bowl or do the game room or the socializing areas. Go to the Broadway series. This Distinguished Speaker Series, I can't remember who's coming this year, but I know Danny Glover came one year. I know Dana Norville came one year. I mean, we've got big-name people coming to these things. And, you know, the big names aren't always the best speakers anyway. Excellent speakers. The University Theater, I know they're putting on a play. I know they're having auditions right now. It could be you. And we've got the Graduate Student Organization. I really want you and need you to be involved. You can talk to Dr. Booman about the Graduate Student Organization. I know it's time to get a president. I know we need some officers. Here's just some of the Broadway and more that's coming to the GPAC, the nice white building. You know, these things, these Broadway series come up and down the East Coast, right? I mean, these are the same shows that go to the everywhere else. So, Compt Dracula, I don't know that musical, but Holiday Extravaganza, Cinderella, Russian Ballet, just a lot of different things are coming. In April 2nd, I need you to build up your resume. I want you to participate in our Graduate Research Symposium. We have it every year. We have it once a year. You can even come back. When you've done work your senior year and you finish it up and you want to come back and present the next year, you can do that because it's the graduate research. We've got research posters. It's a contest. There are prizes, monetary prizes. There is a research paper contest, and we have a 3MT. And all the university, well, a lot of the graduate school universities are doing this. And then they have even bigger competitions for those who win. So we really want you to participate and show your research and build your resume. Folks, undergrad is more about going and learning and filling up your brain. Graduate students about doing. Graduate studies is doing and making an impact and making a change and impacting your community and where you work, and you start right here. We want you to participate. We're going to have a Graduate Research and Writing Academy, and I will send you out more information about that. But let me tell you what, it always gets rave reviews, and it's very helpful for those of you, for all of you, who are getting ready to write your graduate papers. We have all our information on www.uncp.edu/grad. I want you to be here. What's the point? Here's my point. Graduate school is what you make of it. It is absolutely what you make of it. You need to be on top of things. You need to know your rules and regulations. And you need to make it whatever you want it to be. You can make it as magical and as big as you want it to be. We're here for you. Our next session is Michael Allewine. What time is it? 5:41. Good. We're right on time. Our refreshments we got here, they were a little bit late. Most of you were sitting down even when they brought it out because y'all were so early. So I'm going to ask that you get refreshments on your way out. At 6 o'clock, we plan on being through. And I'll introduce your program directors, and you'll go with your program directors, and you'll get some refreshments. Dr. Neff Sharam is reminding me that MP8 folks will go out, get refreshments, and they're meeting here. But the rest of you will go with your program directors. I'm going to come back and talk to you in a minute, but for about the next 5 or 10 minutes, we have Michael Allewine. Where's your partner in crime? Oh, I'm sorry. But believe me, you are not, Michael Allewine's got it all. So he will talk to you about the library and what the library can do for you, especially these two guys. I'll help you, and Emily will help you.
Okay. Thank you.
You talk, we'll work. Does everybody get one or both?
Everybody gets both.
Hello? 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 How are you?
There goes my career in singing. All right. All right, settle down. I know I'm pretty. So, I'll just sit down here. Can everyone hear me? Oh, hey, we got. Oh, I don't know where everybody was. Okay. Oh, I have to? Okay. Oh, All right, I'm going to use the microphone, even though I feel funny and self-conscious. First off, welcome to UNCP, and welcome to the library. How many of you are nervous about starting graduate level research? Oh, you're all fine with it? Liars! No. Well, just remember, how many of you wrote papers the night before they were due in your undergraduate? I wouldn't suggest that now. So, and I think it was more than that, but okay. We really do care about you, and we want to see you succeed. And that's everywhere here on campus, but especially in the library. We have a strong service commitment, meaning that we will help you and guide you where you need to be, and to get to a point where all you have to do is read and write. Now that's the hard part, is all that reading and writing and thinking and synthesizing and so forth, but there's a lot of frustration we're going to take out of the process, okay? So you're getting a couple of handouts there. There are two people listed there. That's me and Robert. Robert would normally be here, but he's doing some church stuff. And also Laura Hess. She's one of our newer librarians. She does research consultations as well. This is what I suggest to you. Can everybody up there hear me okay? Okay, good. Don't go running off to your instructors and let's say you want to do a topic like elder abuse in a residential care facility in Pembroke on Tuesday after 3 a.m. Now, that sounds like a wonderful topic, but odds are no one's written anything about it. But that's what a lot of students do. They get married to certain topics too early, and they should just flirt with different things. This is what we suggest you do is you come and see us, me or Robert or Laura, and what we will do is help you define a topic, maybe more than one topic, help you refine it, help you come up with a set of keywords, then go back to your instructor, your course instructor, and solidify that research topic with them. And then what will happen is you will pick something that you is actually viable as a topic, but you already know that. You know it will produce results because you've already worked with a librarian. Then you come and meet with us for what's called the research consultation, which takes about 30 minutes at most, and basically we'll help you find all the books, government reports, credible websites, scholarly journal articles that you need. In other words, you'll walk out with everything you need, or if you want to meet with us virtually, or by phone or by email, we'll work with you any way you want, okay? If you want to meet me at, let's say you're doing a Tuesday night class and you want to meet me at 9 o'clock at night on a Tuesday, just make an appointment and I'll meet you. You want to meet me on a Saturday or Sunday, make an appointment and I'll meet you. Whatever works for your schedule, either me or Robert definitely will meet you wherever we have to and work with you in a way that you feel that you have what you need to move on and be successful. Okay? You have to meet us halfway, so that means you have to contact us. Once you contact us, you should hear back from us within 1 business day. If you don't, now that means if it's Friday 4:49, you're probably not going to hear back from me until Monday morning, okay? But if you don't hear back from us, what I want you to do is contact us again, call us, or email us again. Make sure that when you contact us both Robert and I. Okay? So any questions? We take a guided, nurturing approach. We know what works. We've seen every assignment that there is here at the university, and we work successfully with students on those assignments. So I will give you that same high-quality service and help you to at least try to get an A from each assignment. That's the other thing too. Not only choose something that's related to the course matter, but also choose something that interests you on a personal level. So if you're in a social work class, maybe something going on with a family member or a friend or a nursing class, whatever it is, if you can tie something personal into it, you'll also do a lot better, okay, on that assignment. Dr. Aiken also mentioned the graduate research symposium. You can meet with me or Robert or Laura, and we can help you with that. Although that type of research, you want to start early as you can doing your lit review. Okay? Any questions so far? Yes? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Our system doesn't show that, but I can teach you how to look up in that. Also, did everybody get their Braves One card yet? Does everybody have a Braves One card? That's your ID, that's your library card. One of the neat things about it is it works at all other UNC system schools. So you can take your card, go to Chapel Hill or UNC Charlotte, and you can actually check out books from those institutions. Although you must adhere to their circulation policies. Like if you check out a book here, just like faculty, you get it for a whole semester. That will not be the case when you check out books from other universities, okay? Going to other universities, you can get help from their librarians as well, although I don't think you'll ever get better service than me or Robert. I mean, I'm not bragging, but so, we actually have a lot of, right now, we have a lot of resources and we can compete with a lot of big schools, especially when it comes to databases and online journals. Right at this time, we have more than 65,000 online journals, most of those scholarly. So, as long as the budget holds up. So, yeah. Okay. All right. Now, and the last thing is that you can get materials sent through document delivery or interlibrary loan. That means they will be sent from other schools if we don't have them. And they will be mailed here. If you're a distance student and you want something that we have, we'll actually mail it to your house. Okay? Always contact me for distance ed or graduate level studies. I'm your guy and Robert's your guy. Contact us directly. You can contact the reference desk or the CERT desk, and they'll help you the best they can. But if you really want good service, contact us. Okay, I knew I wouldn't have time for it, but there's the second handout is the library's homepage, which just changed the other day. And so I would normally show it, but I gave you guys a printout. Basically, you want to get to the electronic resources page, so it shows you the link for that. And then if you flip it over, what you would do is, if you're an education major, you go to education. If you're criminal justice, you go to criminal justice, social work, and so forth. The only exception is, how many MPA students are in here? Okay, MPA students that's cross-disciplinary, so there might be a dozen subject pages that you use. If you're an MPA student, well, all students should contact us early before beginning your research. Okay? It was so nice meeting you. You're going to do well here. We're going to make sure that you do well. But it is your, like it said up there, it is your responsibility, at least in my part, just contact me. Okay? Welcome to UNCP. Yes, ma'am. No, the pen is something that you self-create. However, that just recently changed. Do you know what you use to log into Canvas? You just use that. So if you click on a database now, you use that same login. You would use a pen if you wanted to renew something, but that's not, a graduate student won't usually renew something because you get it for a whole semester anyway. But there are other uses for a pen. Just contact me. Contact me directly for anything. I mean, it's not like there's 10,000 of you. So contact me directly for any questions you have. if you have access issues, or you can't find the full text of something, or you just feel you're lonely and you want to talk to somebody, contact me. So, and I'll help you. Any other questions? Okay, great meeting you.
Thank you so much, Michael. Okay, I'm going to talk to you for just a couple more minutes about something that the graduate schools have been tasked with. I will try to make it short and sweet, and I know you're thinking, I don't need this, but evidently graduate students do. Evidently they need it a lot, but I'm just going to talk about it just for a minute. Paying for graduate school. I just want to mention a couple of things about financial aid. One is that the full loan amount graduate students can get under financial aid, you know, their unsubsidized loans for graduate students is $20,500. I believe that's exactly right. So I want you to know that financial aid here at UNCP, what they are going to do is post to you $10,250 in the fall and $10,250 in the spring. Why is that a problem? It is too much, and we're going to come to that. But why else is that a problem? No summer. Now, they started doing this a while back, and I don't love it. So what you can do is say to them, I don't need that much money. I only want this much money. And they will give you what you need. Please do that. But I'm telling you, we lose 2 or 3 students a summer because they say, my financial aid ran out. Well, you used it all. So either, you know, reserve some for the summer or literally call them and say, I don't need all that money. Now we're going to talk about financial aid, your loan and paying it back, financial literacy. If you took out the maximum amount of $20,500 for 2 years for $41,000, and let's just say it was 6.8% interest. I'm not even doing the fees or anything like that. 6.8% interest. And you decided you're going to pay on it $200 once you graduate, $200 a month. You know, $200 is a lot of money. Think about your paycheck. Now take out $200. How long is it going to take you to pay off that $41,000 loan? Huh? Forever. 20 years, 25 years. Well, you know what? Y'all are a lot smarter than most of them. You will never get that loan paid off. You will not. The interest accruing will be faster than you're paying it off. So let's try higher payments. Let's say $300. What do you think? 22 years. Folks, this is what I'm telling you to do. You are, oh, and it's going to cost you $79,000. It's going to cost you about twice as much money. No lie. All I want you to do is be smart. You are so lucky to be coming to UNCP. We are such a good price for an unbelievable education. Folks, $6,420. I did not include books, and that is not the professional fees for nursing and MBA, but $64, and that's just $32 a semester. $32 a semester. Let's say that you only took out $6,500 a year. That's for 18 hours a year. You get your degree in 2 years, plus interest. So we've got $13,500 for the total. Your total repayment might be $18,600. My point is, folks, borrow what you need. And be smart about it. Yeah, you might need some more than that. You may need to pay for your books. You may need to pay for your gas. I get it. But don't be enslaved to your money. And heaven forbid, don't put it on a credit card. Because you know that's 20% interest. I just got to, we have been tasked with telling you to be a little bit more financially savvy. And this is my way of doing it in a really quick minute. Time is money. And every day you wait to pay something, it's accruing. So just be very careful about your loans and your financial aid. Okay? If you want to know more, we have seminars on campus. We have courses you can take. I do want you to take advantage of it. All right. Now, while you were here, the reason why you were here, I'm going to introduce your program directors. Program directors, Emily, if you will get the program directors and have them come join me. And while they're coming, I do want to thank you for your time. I'm so glad you are a brave here at UNCP Graduate School. It is the place to be. And these will be your favorite people for the next few. No, down front, guys. They need to see your beautiful faces. And we have people in the balcony. Dr. Roger Ladd is in charge of the English education programs. Dr. Serena Cinnamon is in charge of the social studies education programs. Dr. Rita Hagovic is in charge of the science education programs. Dr. Heather Kimberly Sellers is in charge of reading education. Dr. Kelly Ficklin is in charge of elementary education. Dr. Camille Goings is in charge of middle grades education. If you are going to talk to Dr. Goins, you're going to talk to her for a few minutes outside here, and then you're going to go with your content folk, okay? You can go with your social studies or your science folks. Dr. Olivia Oxendine, yeah, they're on the next page. They're on one of the other pages. Dr. Olivia Oxendine is in charge of the MSA, School Administration Program. Dr. Kai Che is in charge of the Clinical Mental Health Counseling Programs. His partner in crime is Dr. Shanika Jones, who is in charge of the Professional School Counseling Programs. And y'all got a lot of people here as well. Dr. Emily Neff-Sharon is in charge of the Masters of Public Administration program. I mentioned Dr. Oxendine. Miss Christine Bale is in charge of our MBA program. And there will be some of you here, and then, of course, that's our largest program now, but there are a lot online. Just popped out of my head. Summer Woodside. I could think of a previous name. Sorry, Summer. Dr. Woodside is in charge of our Master of Social Work program, also one of our largest programs. And new to graduate program director is Tom. Mr. Tom Trendowski. Dr. Trendowski. I am so sorry. You just offended. When was that? When? Oh, I am so sorry, y'all. I am so sorry. It really is new for me. So Dr. Trendowski is in charge of our PE and sports administration programs. Well, congratulations, and I apologize. Did I miss anyone? Is there any? Oh, there you are. Dr. Karen Granger is hiding in the back. She is going to be working with our MAT folks. Now, I mentioned the middle grades and also MAT. If you're with one of these two program directors, I would like for y'all to meet out in the little lobby area here for a few minutes, and then Dr. Granger and Dr. Goins, they have to go with their, oh, where did you come from? You were hiding. I'm sorry. So last but not least, Julie Harrison Schwartz is in charge of our nursing program, and I know some of you are here for nursing. Did I miss anybody else? Okay, thank you so much. Now listen, we really did work hard at ordering you great food. So do not walk out of here without getting a lot of great food, okay? That's your treat for being here and being so patient with us. Thank you so much. Have a great time at UNCP.